I'll probably go to hell. I'm not happy about it, but I mean, what am I going to do?
It all starts with one bad review left for an insurance agency. And you can pause and read the review. It's a pretty normal bad review. Now, some businesses choose to respond to their reviews, and that's not always a good idea. It looks like two people are in charge of this insurance company's accounts. One is this Jennifer lady, and she gives a kind of uncomfortable response that you shouldn't be giving on your business page. But then we got Kent Brown, who says things like, if you don't take your review down, I'll send you a cease and desist. This is slander defamation. God, I'm getting flashbacks from this. This is too familiar. Pretty unprofessional, right? It gets way worse. It keeps going. I mean, they're having a full conversation under this review here. Jennifer, hey, I don't know how we got to this point. I forget the rest. Kent, looks like I got a bunch of Biden voters in my comment section tonight. No. Oh no, what is he doing to his business right now? Oh, do you read that? When OnlyFans attacks, why is he just volunteering to be transphobic here? Why is he doing this? Well, at least he doesn't say something horrifying, like no man can get erect looking at you. I'm just kidding. He literally does. He says that, and it's like a lot of other stuff. On his company account. I thought it was unprofessional when he said I got some Biden voters in my comment section, but I applaud the boys that took you on a test drive. So Kent has been saying many shocking things, but nothing shocked me more than him doxing his own customer. Don't worry, folks. Kent was professional enough to go on his personal account and start threatening the people that were laugh reacting. He's the only person commenting. He turned off comments, and he is responding. All these comments here is him responding to the laugh reacts that people are leaving for every single comment. And he keeps going too. Like, this is, if he spent any of this time working, not a good thing to say about veterans. It's kind of weird, because didn't you say...
You know, I haven't always sold insurance. I've been a veteran.
What do you mean, used to be a veteran? And other people have asked him, you know, are you veteran-owned business? And he says, I was in the Army. And what's strange about that is when he got pressed on it, he actually couldn't provide any evidence. This person here, who is CEO of militaryphony.com, they submitted forms to try to get any sort of records for Kent Brown serving in the military. Kent Brown did not serve in the military. He said he was veteran-owned, he said he was in the Army, and another gentleman here can testify and say that they have screenshots saying that he actually told them that he was in the Army as well. So that's called stolen valor, and that is actually illegal. And I've already reported you to the proper authorities, and I encourage my followers on Twitter to do the same last night. Dude follows through on threats. Got arrested. Domestic violence. So Kent Brown did a live on Facebook to respond to the video that I made, basically showing all the things he said. And in that, he decided to talk about how he had not seen my video about him, but instead he watched all my other videos, then made racist comments towards me, then said he went to my merch store and looked through my entire merch store and made fun of the underwear that I'm selling in my merch store with my face on it and said it's too expensive. He also said that somebody hacked his Facebook and said all those horrible things that he said. It wasn't him. So, but the other stuff was him. That wasn't those horrible things. That means somebody hacked his Facebook, continued his argument for him, but used strong language, then gave his Facebook back, and he made no complaint and continued the argument. He would not answer any questions about stolen valor at all, but he did say that he was deep faked so that it looks like he was doing that. And then he said this.
What are you going to do when you actually make somebody angry who's got nothing to lose? What are you going to do when you make somebody angry who's got my kind of money and you go to ruin them? And what happens if they hire a hitman to take you out? I'm not going to do that. If I were, I wouldn't bring it up. I wouldn't make mention of it. I've got that kind of money, though. I could have. I wouldn't. But there's people out there that got a lot more money than I do. What are you going to do when you make somebody like that mad?
So if you have hitman money, I recommend going to my merch store and buying your very own That Donish Guy underwear. See, it is expensive, but because it is really good quality, it's that stretchy stuff that hugs you. It feels nice and comfortable. Well, it will make a great holiday gift. Trust me, this stuff is so comfortable. I have my own pair and I love it. It's also going to be available only for a limited time. After the holidays, these are gone. So let's see how many sales Kent can get me there. Thank you, Kent. It was a joke item in my merch store, but now I'm going to feature it thanks to you.
You can roll your eyes all you want. I'm going to hold you to the same standard that I hold everybody else to.
I wasn't rolling my eyes at you.
Well, I sure hope so, because I try to help you be a thinking woman. I try to teach you how to think for yourself. Don't run with the mob. I have not seen his TikTok. I didn't even know it existed until today when I saw a screenshot of it. Somebody sent it to the business page. I didn't watch it, but I did look at his page, and I see that he uses his race to take a lot of people out. He uses the fact that he's of whatever descent he is, brown. What?
They want to file a welfare check on me because of how you spoke to me. Domestically abusive.
Let him file a welfare check. You heard what the Wells County Sheriff said.
Yep.
All those welfare checks they hired that they filed before. You heard it sitting here. Because that he came with the state trooper, and they said that if these people keep filing welfare checks, they're going to file charges against them. And they have the abilities. The Indiana State Police have the ability to find out who you are. They do. File all the welfare checks you want. Are you trying to make this worse for yourself? Like, are you a glutton for punishment? You didn't get enough here?
But in reality, Kent has a real problem with violence. So Kent, I ask you, what if you shut the
I know I sold it. I got all animated, making you think that you had me. I duped you. It wasn't even hard. You really didn't think? You didn't think to read the reviews and see how good I am at debating and arguing with people? Or were you just like everybody else, for whatever reason, no, you can do what nobody else could do. You could take me out. I've had a target on my back all my life because nobody can take me out. You legitimately thought you could do what no one else before you could do. Like you are better than anyone I've ever gone up against. What are you going to do when you actually make somebody angry who's got nothing to lose?
Kent Brown, you've been talking and talking and talking. And now that you're done, now that you stop talking about this altogether on your business page on Facebook, I'm going to respond. Remember this one thing you said in your live?
What are you going to do when you make somebody angry who's got my kind of money and you go to ruin them? And what happens if they hire a hitman to take you out? I've got that kind of money, though. I could have. I wouldn't. But there's people out there.
Yeah, the hitman money. The most interesting part about that was this comment here. I found that very interesting because it was just a small follow-up with that to find out a little more about you. And guess what, Kent? You're going to see me in court in about 26 days. I won't physically be there, but you got your child support reduced because you told the judge that you're not making very much at your business, and the judge believed you. Guess what's being used as evidence when they reevaluate that? My videos, where you state to have a lot of money, hitman money even. Time to pay child support, Kent. What has Kent Brown been up to? Well, he has not been going on live on his business account, rambling about crazy things. Until recently, he did his first live since our last interaction with him, where Kent Brown, without a beard, sitting in front of his Mountain Dew, takes on the real issues.
And I don't really care what it says, but I mean, I did take my egg candler and I did go through it. The whole thing's typed. It's almost as if Somebody didn't want to leave a handwriting sample.
That's right. Kent Brown is in a battle with an envelope.
It's almost like somebody's trying to maybe do something that they don't want to get caught doing. Possibly. This could be completely innocent, though I've never seen anything like it.
You can tell he wants to open that.
Either way, I'm not willing to entertain opening this letter. Who knows what it could be? Maybe there's anthrax in here.
He wants to open that.
Curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity would probably get most people to open this, but I'm not like that.
Oh, I think he wants to open that.
And I only see downsides to opening this kind of mail, which is why I worked. You know, I'm not going to open this kind of mail.
He is dying to open that.
I'm not going to fall for it. Especially if this is some kind of trick. Maybe somebody wiped their butt with the paper that's in here, which would be kind of dumb. You're like, oh, they left a sample. Well, if they're not a criminal, then...
Kent, Jesus Christ, this is your company page. Just throw the fucking letter away. What are you doing? Why are you talking about wiping your ass with it? Just throw it away. You're doing a live on your business page.
You're better off getting a connection on semen, so unless they ejaculated on this thing...
Kent, you did not just say...
You need to be professional. Why are you talking about ejaculates? Well, they talk about it in health school or health class, so, it's a thing. It's a real bodily fluid. There could be anything on this paper. I mean, I don't know. I could make assumptions that the person was even wearing latex finger. Maybe they got their little criminal kit and they burned their fingertips off and they got their little tweezers and put on their fake fingertips or put on gloves. The mail lady, the lady who delivers my mail, has touched this, obviously. People at the mail sorting centers. This envelope is clearly tainted. I'm not curious. I'm not opening it. So...
And once again, he's using Jennifer as his human tripod to sit there holding that phone up for this entire nonsense of a live on his company page.
Is anthrax bad? I don't know. I'll have to ask Tyro. In case anybody doesn't get the reference, that's a Dave Chappelle skit.
Please, I'm begging you to get help. Kent was really weird in this video. A little too weird. A little too much, I think he knows what that is. I think the reason he hasn't done a live until now is because he made this live to have an alibi to show that he never opened the letter he was supposed to receive. This is from my last video about Kent. It says that we're going to start up again in April. It's guaranteed to start up when we realize that something has happened. And now suddenly he's making these videos about these letters that he definitely didn't open. Sounds suspicious to me, huh? What do you think it could be?
It's just a matter of time before I'm going to be arrested for a crime I had nothing to do with.
It has been a while since we've heard from Kent Brown, and it looks like he went live on his family farm business to tell us that he was getting arrested. So Kent, I assume you turned yourself in?
I called the Wells County Sheriff's Department. I just wanted to make sure I was out of the county. Because if they're going to arrest me on some trumped up charges, they can't do it in Allen County.
The police came to arrest you and you fled the county.
I'm not encouraging running from the police. Just imagine that you're looking at 5-10 years in prison. You know you can't afford legal representation and you're going to get a public pretender.
It's not a public pretender. It's actually called a public defender.
If I end up dead, just like Jeffrey Epstein, I didn't kill myself.
Are you sure you want to compare yourself? Forget it. Go on.
And I've always used this analogy. Do you think a man just wakes up and decides to start beating his wife?
Oh, yeah, Kent. Hey, I'd like you to stop using that analogy. It's an awful analogy, and it sounds really uncomfortable coming from you, as you do have DV charges on your record.
He starts building up his courage, building the abuse, to build the courage to know that she's not going to call the cops and have him arrested.
The way you describe that is absolutely terrifying.
For men who actually do hit their wives, and not the men who allegedly hit their wives and end up in prison when there wasn't even a mark.
Why don't you just go back to telling us what's going on with your arrest?
I have stirred the hornet's nest.
You didn't stir the hornet's nest. you're thinking of stirring the pot and kicking the hornet's nest, but you've combined these, you didn't stir a hornet's, anyway, I don't care.
They're gonna sting and they're gonna sting, but you know what? Sucks for them. You know what one of my favorite songs is? Black Honey by Thrice.
How is your favorite song going to help you when you're getting stung by hypothetical hornets?
I keep swinging my hand through a swarm of bees.
Don't ever do that. Let's stop singing.
I've actually been arrested more than once for crimes I didn't commit, and that's how you know I didn't commit them.
That's how I know you didn't commit them?
Multiple women in this apartment complex had made complaints that their panties and stuff were coming up missing. Who walks into a woman's apartment been like, oh yeah, I think I'll steal her panties? At best case scenario, he sniffed them, which is gross. If you're sniffing panties for anything other than foreplay...
God, Ken, it is incredibly obvious that you are the panty thief.
No one ever says thank you for all that you do. I break my fucking back.
Where did the crabs come from? Are you still on the same live? This is your business page on Facebook. You're eating crabs now? Drunk on your live?
I thank myself by doing nice things for myself every once in a while. I played Freebird on Guitar Hero one too many times, and I'm like, this bird you cannot change. And
What? Kent Brown, everyone. Since the last video I did about him, it seems like he's changed locations.
if I did what everybody wanted me to do, I would never be where I am.
Yeah, where are you exactly, Kent? Are you on the run again? Why are you in a car?
Lee Noblin said, I thought this was a business page. I'm so confused.
It is a business page. This has to do with the business.
Kent, come on, man. It's a reasonable question to ask. You're talking about Guitar Hero and Freebird on your business page. It's a very logical question that they're asking you here.
I don't know what the mental defect with people like you is.
Bro, calm down. They're just asking if it's a business page.
You come in here with your common sense and your common logic, and like, oh, everybody's going to think I'm so smart because I'm going to bring the logical closure point. I thought this was a business page.
Dude, it was an actual question.
Okay. I don't see your question as a logical question. I see it as a troll.
I literally have no idea what's going on.
Then stop smoking so much weed.
Kent!
I don't know what to tell you. Stop doing mushrooms.
It's just a random person on your business page. Why are you treating them like this? They didn't say anything offensive to you.
Drugs bad, okay. Actually, they're not, but some people do drugs and they're cool as a cucumber.
Oh, well, Kent definitely does drugs.
Ha 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 ha. Wow. Or perhaps you are just very defensive and will drive customers away. But okay, go off.
I'm insecure about what? Your stupid question? Your lack of cognitive abilities? Why would I be insecure about your stupidity? You seem like a reason to drink every night.
Lee said, nowhere did I say insecure. This is nuts. Laugh, cry face.
Did he say insecure? You're the one reading the comments.
No. Said, you are just very defensive.
Okay. So same statement. Change the word.
Come on, Kent. God, I'm sorry, but you're a narcissist.
I don't even have 5 of the top 10 diagnosable traits of narcissistic personality disorder. Get it right. If you're going to call me anything, it's more like sociopath. Do you know what a sociopath is? Of course not.
Yeah, I know what a sociopath is.
I was instructed to call the Wells County Sheriff's Department when I got home because they wanted to do a welfare check on me. This cop immediately thought that I was making a threat. Oh, we want to make sure you're not going to go shoot him. What? Is that Indian guy?
Kent Brown went live once again on his business page, on his insurance page, and this time I decided to chime in. By the way, Kent, I'm not Indian.
If this is actually Denise, I am really talking to the real one. Don't go around saying I'm a woman beater. Don't go around calling me a chomo.
Hold on, Kent. Hold on. I've never said you're a chomo.
I'm saying I like to put my hands on women.
Okay, that I did say, but that's only due to the fact that you've actually done that. My audience and I would really like to know, did you open that letter?
I mean, there could have been anthrax in that letter. Do I think there was anthrax in there? No.
What did you think was in that letter?
Ejaculates.
Just keep saying that on your business page.
This cancel culture crowd will turn on you in a heartbeat. They will stab you in the back the minute it is convenient for them. The minute it is profitable for them, because you can't be woke enough.
They already have like 3 times. It's no big deal.
See, man?
What I've experienced is a bunch of clout-chasing assholes that saw me hit 1 million followers, so they started editing videos of me, accusing me of saying things I didn't say, taking things that I do every single day and what my page is known for, and then suddenly calling it racist. Like, it wasn't real. That's why I'm still here. Cancel culture isn't real, Kent.
The cancel culture is real.
No, cancel culture is not real.
I know nurses in Fort Wayne that have lost their job for one thing they said online. If that's not cancel culture, then what is?
That's accountability. They deserve that. Those are the consequences of their actions. Cancel culture is this childish pursuit for perfection amongst those that are fighting for social justice every single day.
They tried to end you. They tried to end your career.
Yeah.
But did it work?
No. No, it didn't.
See, man. And if you get arrested for your shady business practices, that's also not cancel culture. That's accountability. I thought you and I made great progress tonight. But then I saw some posts that you left after your live. Who's Denisha? Who is that? Is there a woman version of me that you're being super racist to? I didn't use your dead duck to make money or clout or anything, dude. And then you go ranting about the underwear in my merch store that I literally only featured because you were upset about it. And yeah, I sold a bunch. Then, didn't smell like hookah? You're a racist piece of shit, man. This is why bad things happen to you. You literally deserve it. Let me get Denisha to explain it to you. Hi, Kent. You call me Denisha because this is how you imagine me? I can't help but to notice how angry you get about the underwear that I'm selling in my merch store, and how angry you are about your duck that died. Since you decided to be racist, I'm going to fire back. If you go to my merch store today, I've added a new product. It's a new pair of underwear with a picture of your dead duck on it.
Buy my panties now!
Kent Brown, everyone. Today we're going to try to find out who killed Kent's farm animals and who killed Katie the duck. Now, Kent, is it possible that Katie maybe wandered onto the highway and was hit by a car?
It's not possible. It is also not possible that someone came into the yard and hit my duck. Because as much as it rained today, they would have left a tire track. Whoever hit this duck came onto my property and hit my duck.
I see. So you're saying it must have been someone who had access to your property. So it could be your landlord, you say, or it could possibly be you.
Or I and my legal team think that there has been a constitutional violation.
Violation? I'm sorry, I'm not following your nonsense. So anyway, the police showed up at your house. They showed up at your house because they thought that you had killed Katie, right?
The police department didn't know that Katie was a duck.
They thought that a person was hit.
Oh, that's a funny mistake. But why did the police suspect Kent? On Kent's business page, he posted this. Upon information and belief, defendants have killed their own farm animals in order to avoid the payment of rent and eviction. In relation thereto, defendant Kent Brown has created false narratives that plaintiff or its representatives are interfering with defendants' farming operations. As a result, Brown alleges to be working with the USDA and other federal departments to investigate plaintiff and its representatives. None of Brown's assertions appear to be true. Brown claims to have numerous federal attorneys working on this matter and has asserted nonsensical claims about the poisoning of defendants' animals and plaintiffs colluding with local police to conspire against defendants. These issues have arisen over defendants' breaking of a window on the premises and over plaintiffs' requests for the payment of rent. Based on the foregoing, plaintiff fears that if defendants are willing to kill their own animals over rent payments, defendant will commit further waste to the premises as revenge for these proceedings. As a result, emergency possession is necessary. Wow, well, this is something obviously the courts are going to decide, but I hope it wasn't you. I hope you didn't kill the farm animals just to escape rent payments. Did you, Kent?
Get it right. If you're going to call me anything, it's more like sociopath. Do you know what a sociopath is? Of course not.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what a sociopath is.
I'll probably go to hell. I'm not happy about it, but I mean, what am I going to do?
Oh boy, Kent.
Ooh, if you'll buy these panties.
I'll go out and get what I need. I don't need nobody. Ain't no depression because I'm all alone. Shit, this shit's fucking thoroughly peaceful. Alone, I don't have to worry about anybody's bullshit. I don't gotta worry about nobody lying to me. Nobody fucking up my plans. Shit. Where is the downfall in that?
Hey Kent, try this.
So anyways, like I was talking about, I think it's time to take Naomi to the gun range.
Imagine hating trans people so much that even the transitions in your videos are absolutely awful.
So as you can see in this video, you have video footage of one of the tankers leaking and of me collecting a sample. As soon as I became aware of this stuff, I got on the phone with someone who lived with me and I was like, hey, I need you out here now. Bring your phone, bring a flashlight, we need to record.
What? Kent Brown is on TikTok, and I was going to leave this guy alone. I truly was. I really didn't want to do any more videos about him because, to be honest, where we last left off with him, he was going to court. And the results of that were just really, really sad, and I genuinely felt bad. So I had a moment of weakness, and I just didn't cover it. But now he's using that to scam people. He's got an account, he's grown it to 11,000 followers, and he has a video that's over like 400,000 views where he's misrepresenting what happened. And now you are forcing me to cover you, Kent, because now people are sharing your video and you're asking for donations based off that bullshit. Oh man, Kent. For everyone else, I recommend watch the videos in this playlist. It's worth every minute of your time. We're going to continue to cover Kent Brown now until he stops his scam.
Most people that know me in real life like me.
99% of people who actually know me don't hate me. They actually like me quite well.
Oh, Kent.
I don't think people understand how hard it is to fake a menstrual cycle.
So Kent Brown is putting on a lisp and acting flamboyant to dehumanize trans people, which is really funny, and nothing against having a lisp, but Kent Brown's real voice sounds like this.
I haven't always sold insurance. I've been a veteran.
Oh, what do you know? That's his real voice. Also, that was stolen valor. He's never been a veteran.
If Hillary Clinton took a dump, it would probably look like Fort Wayne.
Kent Brown, everyone. We're going to continue this series right where we left off. So we're going back in time to before Kent's court date. Now, this is the day before the emergency eviction order after Kent has murdered his own farm animals, including Katie the duck, in an effort to frame his landlord so that he could stay longer. You may be familiar with these tactics of people attacking themselves and framing others. We just saw that in another case. Anyway, Kent, are you preparing for your trial?
I don't need Cambodians and people. I'm not against people from Cambodia, but they're not going to buy insurance.
Kent, lay off of that for a moment. You got court tomorrow. And by the way, this is your business page on Facebook. I don't think it's a good idea to say that you're not going to sell insurance to Cambodians.
Cambodians don't buy my insurance.
Kent, goddammit, Cambodian people will buy insurance like anybody else. Why would their race be a factor?
13-year-old girls in Japan don't buy our stuff.
Kent, of course not. Minors aren't buying insurance. It doesn't matter if they're from Japan or...
They don't buy food.
What do you mean they don't buy food?
They don't eat.
Kent, Japanese people eat. What is the matter with you?
Failure.
Oh, Kent.
Beijing Kong.
Oh, Kent, that was uncalled for.
Uh-oh. I'm a xenophobe now.
Your hateful rhetoric is not necessary.
It's hate speech because it's it's speech that someone hates.
It's not because someone hates it. It's because it's hate speech. The speech is actually hate.
It's not condoning violence to the Chinese people.
Yeah, I thought you said they were Japanese. Either way, all human beings eat. Would you stop?
Get a false perception of what is real.
These people like Denisha.
Why do you gotta drag me into this shit?
Oh, I got 1 million followers. Dude, for like a couple $1,000, I could boost both of my businesses to...
Yeah, okay, Kent, but remember, you're going to court over an eviction because you couldn't afford rent, so I don't think you're buying followers right now. And if you are, it's not a good use of your money.
When I go to buy an advertising campaign, it asks me what I want to focus on.
God damn it, Kent. You don't need to walk me through the process of buying a Facebook ad. I don't care. You shouldn't care either. Kent, you've got to get out of that house tonight. And you got to prepare for court tomorrow. And you haven't even moved your remaining animals out of the house. What are you going to do about your chickens? You got an entire chicken coop you got to move. And the chickens that...
Felt like I was Johnny Depp for a minute. Objection, objection, objection.
Kent Brown, everyone.
Johnny Depp is my courtroom brother.
Now, Kent was getting evicted because
he couldn't afford the glass he broke on the property or rent, and he killed his farm animals as a way to try to frame his landlord to get out of rent payment.
So, Kent, I know we can't record courtrooms in Indiana, so we're hoping you could tell us how it went.
I got that dude committing perjury multiple times.
Oh, very good. So you called him out on his lies.
When I bring in my lawyer, he is going to have...
Wait, hold on, Kent. You were supposed to have your lawyer for this. This was your opportunity to prove your point. You said you had a legal team, didn't you?
I and my legal team think that there has been a constitutional violation.
Well, where was your lawyer?
I did not bring a lawyer in for this because...
Please tell me you didn't represent yourself.
I've lawyered many cases like this.
Oh, dear God.
I made them think that I was an irrational, over-emotional hothead.
Oh, no way. How did you ever pull that off?
Buy my panties, no!
Played Freebird on Guitar Hero one too many times and it just...
Who walks into a woman's apartment's been like, oh yeah, I think I'll steal her panties. At best case scenario, he sniffed them, which is gross. Who knows what it could be? Maybe there's anthrax in here.
You're gonna call me anything, it's more like sociopath. You know what a sociopath is?
Better off getting, a connection on semen.
What are you going to do when you actually make somebody angry who's got nothing to lose? And you go to ruin them. And what happens if they hire a hitman to take you out?
I'll probably go to hell. I'm not happy about it, but I mean, what am I going to do?
In fact, the judge was even like, I get the sense you're a little bit of soft-spoken. Sir, I'm only 10 feet away from you. You're going to need to speak up. That's what the judge said to me.
You couldn't get that information out of me. That you can't legally record courtrooms in Indiana. You could have just taken that to the grave. There was no reason to let us know about that part. That is super embarrassing. How did they feel about your performance, Kent?
And they were spooked.
I'm not sure spooked is the emotion you want them to feel.
All those damn mock trials in law school.
None of that happened. So, what did you even try saying, though?
When I said, so you didn't approach me asking me if I'd leave early because your family had a bad business deal with their business partner. And then he was like, you're the one that told me to kick Jennifer out. That's not the question I asked you.
Wow. So you were trying to get Jennifer kicked out. Jennifer's getting evicted because of you. And you were just trying to get her kicked out. And he brought that up in court. And you're just going right past that. Jennifer's recording right now, isn't she?
I just found out this year that the guy was gassing me to death.
So did you ever bring up this poisoning? Ever?
We never had a problem until he said he wasn't going to renew the lease.
It wasn't a problem until he wasn't going to renew. Okay, so that feels like you're just retaliating.
We recorded the entire court hearing too, because just in case the court minutes don't come up accurate, we want to have something.
It's a crime in Indiana. You can't do that. You just admitted to a crime.
But they made a statement that said I was killing my animals to blackmail him.
Yeah, Kent, that strategy is not unheard of. We've seen people do that before. I'm sorry, but you're not a very good lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer. I went to law school.
Oh,
Did
okay.
I go to a very good one? Yeah. I went to 2 very good law schools, as a matter of fact. I didn't graduate, and I don't work as a lawyer as my everyday profession. Do I argue with insurance claims adjusters?
I'm not a lawyer, but I argue with people like all the time. I'm assuming by your tone that you won.
Judge still ruled in their favor.
Ooh. So you lost.
I don't give a shit about an eviction. I do not. Jennifer, on the other hand, is going to be very limited on what she can rent because she's going to have an eviction on her record.
Yeah, no, you screwed her over with that, man. You just couldn't stop. You had one bad review on your business page for your insurance business, and you couldn't let that go. And you kept going at the people who left you the bad review harder and harder and harder. You became obsessed. You pushed away all your customers and all your business, even though you kept claiming to have tons and tons of business and hitman money. So when you finally couldn't afford rent, you started making up crazy stories because you were too prideful to ask for help or ever admit that you had made a mistake. So now both you and Jennifer have been evicted because of your actions and your pride. And now you're on TikTok trying to start a charity to get back at your ex-landlord with that same scam that you tried back then that did not work. You supposedly had all your evidence back then, and it did not work. You are scamming people on TikTok. You need to stop.
Dude, being a big name in Wells County is like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome.
Kent!
And somebody's going to get really offended by that. I have nothing against anybody with Down syndrome. But what if my death causes a revolution?
Kent Brown, everyone.
That was an everyday American, Kent Brown.
Kent, stop talking in past tense. You're not dead. And you being an everyday American is the most accurate thing you've ever said, and it is a frightening thing to think about for a moment. Anyway, how have you been, man? How's life treating you?
We're all going to die. None of us are getting out of life alive.
Well, it sounds like you're doing great.
I'm either going to get Andrew Tated or Jeffrey Epstein.
Kent, we've talked about this before. Why do you insist on comparing yourself to people who have done those things?
I end up dead. Just like Jeffrey Epstein, I didn't kill myself.
Are you sure you want to compare yourself? Forget it. Go on.
I'm not sex trafficking young women.
Okay,
If they don't try to Epstein me,
just use anybody else for
I
comparison.
bet we're going to hear some pretty wild accusations of things I did.
Oh, we're going to hear wild accusations. I see. You're trying to get ahead of something. Kent, is there a reason you're acting so incredibly suspicious?
I'm manufacturing and frauding government documents.
That's a big crime.
Well, that's enough to get you thrown in prison.
Yeah, I'll say. What's this delusional nonsense about your death bringing a revolution?
You never know what my death could bring. It could bring the Oath Keepers, the 3%ers. It could bring everybody out.
And those are obviously bad things, right? That you don't want to associate with.
If my death does that, I could not dream of a better outcome.
Oh my gosh, you're a terrible person. I keep forgetting how terrible of a person you are. Anyway, I heard you're running a new scam on TikTok. And honestly, that's what I'm here to talk about. What's this about you lying about a lien or a levy on your accounts? Can you tell me the story, please?
So I was out this morning to get my coffee and whatnot, and I went to swipe my personal debit card at the gas station, and it wouldn't go through. It kept saying declined. And I'm like, what the hell? So I ended up using one of my credit cards. And then when I get out to my vehicle, I check my bank account. Like, what the hell's going on? I know I got plenty of money.
Right off the bat, way too much detail. You could have just started with, I noticed that my account was negative. You could have cut everything before. Absolutely necessary. I already know you're going to lie. Go ahead, lie.
So I pull open my Chase app, and my account is tremendously negative. And my first thought is like, oh crap, this has got to be identity fraud. Someone's gotten a hold of my stuff. There's just no way. But with the amount of money that I'm negative, there's no way that Chase would have let this naturally go this far. But I went to call Chase anyways.
Okay, let's simply keep record of what you say. There's a large amount of money missing from your account, and that it cannot be a scam because Chase would have noticed that large amount of money. Great. So, continue.
Chase makes me aware that there's a levy on my bank account. And I'm like, a levy? For what? Who got a levy on me without even a court date? So Chase gives me the number to this United Collection Agency. The United Collection Agency informs me that the state of Indiana, the Tax Revenue Service of Indiana, has put this levy on my bank account. And I'm like, what?
I just want to make sure we're writing down all the details because I'm sure none of it will make sense by the end. So he said that the bank told him that someone has a levy on his bank account, okay? And they were able to do it without a court date, all right? And then the bank told him which collection agency he can contact. The collection agency that Chase Bank told him to call, Indiana State Revenue Service.
So I call them. They just informed me that the federal government went back to my 2020 taxes, redid my taxes without my notice, without me even being aware. They made changes to my taxes and did not offer me or my accountant a copy of these rendered tax returns. And now I owe the federal government and allegedly owe the federal government and the state of Indiana
What was that?
an ungodly amount of money.
Sorry. He is now saying that the Indiana State Revenue Service, all right, on what is likely a recorded line, told him.
The Department of Revenue in Indiana told me. They redid my taxes, didn't say nothing. Come to some conclusion that I owe them oodles of money. And now they've locked up my account. They've taken almost all of my money.
The IRS didn't do that. Even if he was like audited, he would have received something. The IRS didn't do that. He's lying. He's trying to scam people for money. He made a GoFundMe after this video went viral.
I am virtually almost sitting here broke.
Now here's another bizarre part of Kent's lies. He doesn't have money. Otherwise, he'd be paying child support. And this is what makes Kent so fascinating. He's such a narcissist that even when he's trying to run a scam, convincing people that he has lost all of his money, he still can't bring himself to call himself broke. So he says, almost sitting here broke. What does that mean? Before I show you the part where Kent is faced with the truth that it could not possibly be the IRS, I'm going to show you a couple clips of Kent overacting and digging himself into the ground and why his GoFundMe should be reported.
Tell me how this is not criminal.
Overacting.
This is what our government does. Our government is a bunch of crooks. Oh, our government. Oh, our government.
Ooh, our government.
Oh, Biden's IRS. This is Biden's IRS. Hunter Biden must need more cocaine. Ooh, I'm so mad. Got to get more money to send to Ukraine. This never happened to me. Just wait till it does. This never happened to me my entire life either. But now we got a new IRS out there coming after everything you own.
There are some people who are experts with taxes. People who are actually practicing attorney at laws, not just somebody who dropped out of law school. Some facts have been pointed out to me. These people do not think this came from the IRS. So here's where we're at.
Hunter Biden must need more cocaine.
I'm not saying the IRS is a good agency, but I'm not going to sit here.
Got to get more money to send to Ukraine.
And keep hammering on the IRS.
But now we got a new IRS out there coming after everything you own.
For doing what's happening to me if they're not involved.
Oh, Biden's IRS. This is Biden's IRS.
At this point, it does not look like they are involved. So that's what update I have.
Oh, our government. Oh, our government. You was real talkative on that Facebook. How big of a mouth you got in this Walmart?
Kent Brown, everyone, and I gotta be honest, that is my favorite line he has ever said. So much so that I immediately put it on a shirt and I'm selling it in my merch store. I love it so much, I ordered my own. So last we were talking about Kent. He had this scam going on TikTok where he is now the victim of paying his bills, whether it be child support or taxes or whatever it might be. But of course, and as usual, he's going to just blame everyone else around him, claim conspiracy, and try to use irrelevant things as proof. For example, he posted this phone call.
Felt the frustration in person when I couldn't put a meal in my daughter's belly because the state of Indiana stole my money. I was so pissed I could have burnt the city down. My daughter would have been homeless for a period of time, and she would have been hungry.
Why would your daughter be homeless? Wouldn't you all be homeless? So you're just gonna kick her out?
You have no idea how irate I was. I don't know this for 100%, but I'm fairly certain it's because they know how global my story has gone.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know your name. I haven't had the opportunity to look at your account and see what's going on. I'm just going off of the information that was in your TikTok video, which it doesn't sound like you have a whole lot of information.
She basically said she'll give him information, and he'll have options to dispute this, and he likely will, and just keep this tied up, acting completely ignorant of the whole thing, when in reality, he knows what it is. He absolutely knows what it is. He's likely been dodging it because he thinks this is going to work. Kent, do you think that the rest of us can't see you? How do you see yourself?
I stand up and I fight the government.
Do you though? Or is it more like when you're held accountable, you just like to push back and you'll blame anyone, even government institutions?
What kind of man do you think I am?
Deadbeat, a cheat, a liar, a thief, a racist, womanizer, sexist. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Oh, self-fraff.
Oh, how nice of Kent to drop his fake voice for us for a second.
Everything that I know that I could endure standing up against them to protect my fellow Americans and people all over the world. You really think that I'm not a confrontational person?
No, your DV record tells me that. Hello FBI, you've received this video from me. I told you to fast forward to this point of the video because I actually wanted you to see this part right here.
Democrats are a problem too because they are hurting people right now. To say that they are not a threat and to say that they do not deserve aggressive and violent resistance, just as much violent resistance as the government deserves, I think is a false statement. It's a statement I believe in and I will stand by it. I am a combative person. What you see online, that is me. You got two things coming, 1 and 2. And it's going to be a painful.
Oh, here he goes with his insecurities. Really, in front of your daughter, man? Come on. Be a better example than that.
I don't say this to brag, but I have a very extensive history with fighting people.
Why would anyone mistake that for bragging?
That's what boys did. That's what men did. That's what men do. There's always the fist. Pop the taste right out of your mouth. Just give you a case of act right upside your head. I have been in plenty of fights. But I am combative and I am a fighter. But I am going to whoop you if you're going to get up in my face and you're going to call me all kinds of names.
Total snowflake.
I'm going to tell you what.
Again, in front of his kid. This is so gross.
You call me John Wayne Jr. I'm rough, I'm tough, and I take no shit.
They don't call you that. Nobody calls you that.
Because if you put me in jail for whooping your ass, I'm coming back for round 2. I'm going to give you a congratulatory ass whooping. That is a promise.
I can't believe you forced your family to sit through this. You forced the mother of your child to sit there holding the phone while you ramble on in your insecurities, and your kid is in the back, obviously tired and had enough of it. Hey, Kent, the FBI said that the violence you were threatening isn't specific enough. Can you be more specific, please?
They better be careful before I go back in this Hobby Lobby and get a glow-in-the-dark marker and draw titties on their back, flip the lights off, and butt f*** to death. Have them coming in here next day, they got their hand on pocket, be like, hey, Daddy. I would cuck you out. You want to talk about a cuck, buddy? Because I really would. I'd take your asshole to the new dimension. You'd be like, I'd be with Kent this long.
That was way too specific. That was way too specific. And how is that irony?
Oh, our government. Oh, our government.
I've studied Kent Brown more than most people. And what I can tell you from what I have researched is that this man is incredibly unstable, incredibly violent, and a danger to children and animals. You've heard me speak of his DV record, but I finally got my hands on some more of the detail of it. Keep in mind, this isn't even all of it. This is just towards one person, and he would commit the abuse while the mother was breastfeeding, so she couldn't fight back. And I have something else to reveal about Kent Brown that I've never posted about before, and this is so extreme and so horrible that I have to give a trigger warning for CSA, and I hope this video doesn't get taken down, because this man got away with what he did. Here it is. He got away with it because both parents were in the room when it happened. So it becomes he said, she said. And there's no more evidence to prove without a shadow of a doubt that he did this, unless he failed a polygraph test. So he agreed to one, but he never did it. He never provided the courts with addresses, with phone numbers, with email addresses, and he never, ever did that polygraph test. But this case can still be reopened. And I think it absolutely should be. Because what he did is horrific, and he's around another little girl right now. And to other parents out there, if you were accused of something so heinous, and they took your kid away, he hasn't seen this child since she was 9 months old since it happened. If this was all a lie, wouldn't he be fighting tooth and nail for that daughter? Wouldn't he be fighting to be in her life? And what would be your behavior if the story is true? Maybe sending your accuser a message like this? Would you be willing to sign off the rights to your firstborn for being falsely accused of something? No. You would only say that if you actually did it. This man is a monster. This case needs to be reopened. He definitely needs to be on a registry. He needs to take that polygraph, because it is insane that a parent would be able to get away with that simply because it's he said, she said. No one else in the room to witness it. No other way to prove it. Unsubstantiated is not good enough. That is not justice. And that is definitely not accountability.
But I guess it's really easy to forget about the everyday people when you're getting blowjobs from hookers the everyday working man can't afford. Like, be like the prostitute who gave me a blowjob. She comes with a clean bill of health. What's up? What's up now, man? She had lips that clung on, man. I tell you what, I've seen Kirby vacuum cleaners that had less suction on them. That girl was, ooh-wee. I'm not stupid rich. I've got some money. I've done well for myself. I'm not like I'm trying to think of somebody who's not Elon Musk, because Denise is next on my list. See, there's a demon inside of me that's been opened up, and I hope he's recording. Because he's not monetized yet. I'm just letting him go. The minute Denise gets monetized, my lawyers are ready. I want Denise to fall into the trap, because see, I've made you all think that I'm not emotionally controlled.
Dinesh Noor Sivan is trying to kill my daughter's mother. I think the world would be a better place without him.